The majority of the population somehow believe they're way too smart to be persuaded. And let me tell you, this is exactly what makes them easy to be persuaded. See, intelligence doesn't make you resistant to persuasion. It makes you more sophisticated at justifying why you said yes. The same little techniques that would sell a little candy bar to a child would close $1 million contract with a Fortune 500 CEO. And let me tell you the best part about that. We are all born with the skill of persuasion, but there are 3 core mistakes, 3 core habits that are holding people back from unleashing that natural skill of persuasion. See, most of you guys already closed your friend on going to a restaurant, going to watch a movie, on checking something out, reading a book. I don't know. You all did that, but as soon as it's, some serious business, as soon as there's a camera on or you gotta play a role, now you lose everything you already knew. It's already inside of you. It's not a skill issue, it's a psychology issue. And once I understood these 3 mistakes, I was able to go from being the bullied, diagnosed with social anxiety kid growing up, had to change schools. It was totally cooked. Struggling financially, even as I was in my early adult years, struggling, barely scraping by in business, to all of a sudden, within a couple of months, going from barely surviving to making 6 figures, to building Born to Speak on its way to become the #1 public speaking community on Skool, and closing hundreds of deals, getting paid to speak on stages. All of this was a result of these 3 things I'm about to share with you. So listen until the last one, because the last one is the most important one. Number 1. Lack of certainty in what you sell. And by what you sell, I don't mean only product or service, because most of you guys are entrepreneurs, but I'm talking in who you are. When you're selling yourself in dating, when you're selling an idea to someone, when you're moving people. I believe the world is shaped by those who learn how to move people. So anything you want to move people with, lack in certainty. See, I was trying to be in sales for years before things actually started clicking. You know why? Because I was selling things that deep down inside of me, I was living in the now, but I knew. Deep down inside of me, I wasn't 100,000% certain that this was the best fucking thing in the world. This is why now with my clients, this is the first thing I do. Why are you the man? Why are you the person that the world needs? Your unique angle. What do you help people with? Why are you the best person in the fucking world? And I mean that, to help them with that unique, specific angle. See, if you were going to get some surgery, would you trust more the doctor that is like, so according to the papers here, I think we'll have to do this first. I'm not sure, but we'll give it a try. Can you imagine? Or would you rather trust the person who goes, okay, today we're gonna do this. This is what I've done with 1,000 people before you. It always works. We're gonna get that done in a couple of minutes. Let's start. Trust me, awesome, let's go. Now, you might ask me, okay, Danny, how can I become more certain? Well, certainty is actually a state. Certainty is a state. Now, what is a state made of? You guys remembered it, huh? It's some sauce right here. What is a state made of? A state is made of 3 things. Number 1 is physiology. This is what I teach all my people. This is what when they show up on the workshops, on Born to Speak. This is the first thing I teach them, because I believe state creates action, and action creates results. So how do you create a state? Physiology. If I was talking to you like this right now. Hi guys, so today we're gonna be talking about persuasion. The thing is, I'm not really sure if I'm even gonna be able to give you some results, but we're gonna give it a shot. Somebody get that guy out of here. Come on, same human being though. Both were Danny. I didn't change as a human being. I just changed my state. That's all. What's the difference? My posture, my facial expressions, my body language, the vocal projection, that completely shifts how you guys receive me, because it's a transfer of certainty. When I'm more certain, when I'm telling my mind, I'm certain about what I'm talking about, you guys receive that on the other end. Even me, if I speak like this, eventually I won't be certain about what I'm talking about. Now, the second thing is focus. How many of you guys were focused on the feeling of your butt touching your chair, the feeling of gravity pulling your body down before I said so? Right now, I'm focused on my feet touching the ground. Was I focused on that before I fucking put my attention on it? No. But it was there in the background. It was there. Now, what does that mean? There's so many things to focus on. Our brain would explode if they focus on all of it at the same time. Part of your brain decided to focus on the words coming out of my mouth instead of focusing on your butt touching your chair or your feet touching your ground as you're walking right now or something? Huh? What happened? It filters. Focus is a choice. And most people decide to focus on what's wrong. Most people decided to focus on what could go wrong. But what's wrong is always available. So is what's right. We have so many things to focus on that could completely change our state right now. What if I focus on every single one of you guys listening to this? This video could make 10 views. It could make 10,000 views. It can make 100,000 views. I don't know. But even if one of you guys get value from this, one of you guys, and you completely change your life, and you go and you thank me. How about that? If I focus on that versus, oh, I don't know, some haters in the comments could say I'm being weird or something. It would change my state. Last but not least, the story, the language. Are you the victim or are you the hero? Is life a test? Is life a battle? Is life a gift? Is life a dance? Is life a game? Which one is it? I don't know. It's what you make it. It's the story you choose to believe. Why can some people attach a bomb to themselves, throw themselves in a crowd of innocent people exploding? Why? Why the fuck could they do that? Why does war exist? Because it's a story. They believe they're doing it for something greater. So if a story can shift someone's mind to the point of throwing themselves in a crowd of innocent people, exploding with them, could it change the way you persuade people? Could it change your level of certainty when you speak? Of course it can. This is the foundation of certainty. Certainty is a state, and state is composed of these three things. Change even one of them, and already your persuasion will be on a completely different level. You thank me later. One of the main exercises actually I give my people when they're in sales, I say the first thing is you make a full list. I'm gonna give you guys that for free right now. You make a full list of all the reasons why your product is the best. You're the best in the world and your product is the best in the world. All the reasons. You're fucking drilling that. Why? Because that's the focus and language part. That's the focus and language part. See, it's built on proof. It's built on proof. Any belief is built on proof. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. I teach you guys a little bit. Okay, point number 2. This is a tricky one, especially for men. Most of my audience are men. Oh, you guys will love that. The mistake of prioritizing reason over emotions. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Classic mistake. People prioritizing reason over emotions. See, there's a reason why the saying people buy with emotions and then justify it with logic is so popular. It's because it's true. There's a reason it's cliche. It's because it's true. People need to be moved with emotions first and then justify with some kind of financial ROI or time ROI or something they'll be able to tell their people around them so that they can justify their decision and not feel too irrational. But in the end, the reason they do it is emotion. That's it. You guys would have never, ever listened to my teachings or listened to even the example of certainty if I didn't back it up with some stories. If I didn't tell you guys that I went from being bullied, socially anxious, completely cooked, struggling financially, and then these were the reasons why now I'm fucking thriving in my life and business. You guys wouldn't give a fuck. Imagine I would have started the video, 3 ways to be persuasive. No, it doesn't work like that. You guys need to be hooked emotionally before. That's why I say, warning, you are currently being persuaded. Because you are. Because you're being moved emotionally. The stories I choose to say, the examples I choose to give with certainty. Remember the throwing yourself in a crowd of innocent people to prove my point with language? That was essential. It's so important. You gotta move people emotionally first. That's why storytelling matters so much. That's why storytelling. Nothing happens without storytelling. What is war? What is religion? What are countries, politics, brands, businesses, social movements? All of them are stories. Billions of people throughout history have died because of stories. Truly. Hitler in World War II. Millions of people being tortured. Why? Because of a story. Because of an ideology he planted in people's minds. Or him being able to awaken that resentment that people already had in them. Jesus' teachings, the Bible, all is a story. It has saved billions of people already. Also, from suicide, from basically anything. No one gives a fuck until you stir up their pain or you stir up their desire. This is the truth. So forget about this. This comes in the second round of moving people, second round of influence. It always starts with emotion. Now, last but not least, I promise you guys the third one is the best one. And for that, I'm gonna give you guys an example of how I actually applied the third one as I'm telling you guys what it is. With my clients, what I do is I ask them, okay, what is your financial goal? And you can do it with me right now. What is your financial goal? Let's say they say, I wanna make 100K per month in the next 2 years of my life. Awesome. Then the first question I ask them is, why not in 6 months? Why not in 6 months? And then time or money or experience or network. Then they start giving me all of these reasons why. Then I say, you know what? All that is bullshit. Total bullshit. They say, what the fuck do you mean, Danny? I say, if I was pointing a gun to your parents' head or your children, and I said, you have 6 months to make it happen right now. Keep in mind, I work with people who are not totally beginners, like not literally starting from zero, people who already have some business. If I was pointing a gun to your parents and I said, you have 6 months to make it happen, would you make it happen? Would you make it happen? They say, oh, fuck, yes, I'll do whatever it takes. I said, what happened with all of the other reasons? What happened with all the other reasons? The only thing limiting you is the belief that you're limited. The only thing limiting you is all of these beliefs you would note down as the reasons why you don't get that. It's not about these beliefs, it's how bad you want it. It's how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? So the third mistake that people make is believing they are not. Danny, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no way this is the most important point. Isn't it? Believing you are not persuasive. Believing you're not already persuasive. Believing it's something that only certain people are born with. Oh, it's a talent. Oh, it's wrong. Oh, all these belief systems. BS. Bullshit. Belief systems. All of these are ultimately what's limiting you. Because if you, right now, just for the sake of the game, just for the sake of the game, opened your mind and said, you know what, maybe Danny's right. And you actually open your mind to realize that there have been studies made across decades, meta studies on millions of people, with all the different self-help techniques. We're talking visualization, affirmations, journaling, everything you've heard. And he ranked them from the most effective across meta studies, not a specific example, because personality doesn't scale, biology scales. Human beings, there are certain fundamental rules, fundamental laws of the universe, laws of the human mind, laws of the brain that are unrelated, unattached to specific personalities. And you can only see them when you go across meta studies. And they figured out the number one most effective strategy. You know what it was? Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. This is the biggest mistake people make. This is the biggest way you break through. You're not sure? Fuck it. Wing it. Do something. Pretend you are. Because guess what? It will do most of the job. You show up with certainty, it does most of the job. Fake it till you make it. This is exactly how I was able to close my first ever deal on my first ever sales call. 4-figure deal. First sales call in my life. I did not know what the fuck I was doing, and I don't recommend that. It was 4 years ago. I don't recommend that whatsoever, but I had so much certainty I was going to help that person no matter what. I truly wanted to help that person, and I ended up doing it. I ended up closing it after 2 hours. I ended up working with that person, getting them some results. It was done in the most random, unorganized ways, but I fucking did it. Why? Because I had one and only goal, which is no matter what, I just have 100% certainty I'm gonna make it happen. I showed up as if I was the best fucking guy in the world, as if I was an expert, and guess what? The person's belief in the fact I was an expert actually allowed them to trust me enough to take action on what I'm telling them, and most of the time, that's all people need. Someone to get them to take action. Now, obviously, after the years, I realized there are certain things I can do that can get him even more results, that can get that people even better results. All of that comes from experience. But what I'm talking about is even a total beginner, certainty is the foundation. It does 80% of the job. Sales is 80% psychology, 20% strategy. And this is a fact. Try it out for yourself. Try it for yourself. And this is exactly what I teach in Born to Speak. This is literally the core foundation. All these guys show up. And they're like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, what if you were? What will happen if you just pretend you are? All of a sudden, guess what? Now their speaking is awesome. Oh shit, what happened? So try it out for yourself. The community is totally free. I'll give you some feedback as well on your speaking already. We'll figure out what are the psychological things stopping you personally in your life, because this is obviously generic advice. It will already totally help you. But one thing I learned on my journey is that proximity is power. You want to get a fast result, get close to someone who already had the result. And number two, immersion. You want to learn a new language. What's the best way? Duolingo, 15 minutes per day, or being dropped in the middle of a country that only speaks that language. And then the only way you survive is speaking that language. What will make you learn the language faster? Immersion. Immersion is the most powerful fucking tool. So that's why I created Born to Speak, based on these principles. Now, if I don't see you in there, I'll see you here very soon on YouTube, because I post almost every day, 3 to 4 times per week, with some sauce every time. I love you guys. See you here soon. Mwah.